Well, with that now, we're being joined by our legal editor, Ashok Bagaria, on the broadcast. Ashok, a very good morning to you. Very firstly, before getting into the controversies and the speculations over these two controversies that have now come to the light, help us understand at this juncture, is it plausible to cancel the NEET examinations altogether, given that the UGC-NET has already been cancelled?
Well, good morning, Shreya. Now, that's a very interesting question that you pose, that should the NEET exam also be cancelled? Now, that's a very tricky one because there are petitions and over 40 petitions pending in the Supreme Court which are demanding that the NEET examination should be cancelled because the students have leveled allegations of paper leak and malpractices which were witnessed during the conduct of this examination. Technically, yes, if this is true, definitely the NEET UG exam should be cancelled. Now, what happened yesterday was that the NET examination has been cancelled by the government of India, saying that they have discovered or received inputs from the cybercrime unit of the Ministry of Home Affairs, suggesting that the integrity of the exam has been compromised. We don't know what this means, what compromising integrity of the exam means. Does it mean that there was a paper leak? Or does it mean that there were malpractices, or does it mean that there were some lapses on the part of NTA? Now the matter, as far as the NET exam is concerned, that is the National Eligibility Test exam is concerned, the government of India has handed over the investigation to the CBI. The CBI will pursue the matter, investigate it, and try to figure out who was responsible for the so-called compromise of the examination integrity of the NET. Now, what is happening is that this is all happening in the backdrop of this NEET controversy which is unfolding. And over 23 lakh students who had appeared for the NEET examination, they have now been crying hoarse for over a month, demanding, number one, to please stop the counseling process. Number two, please scrap the examination. And number three, have a CBI investigation into this case. In fact, even a rollback of the grace marks that were given to 1563 students who claimed that there was loss of time they faced due to the examination, people who conducted the examination. But now the grace marks have been withdrawn. A fresh examination is being conducted for those 163 students on June 23rd. But definitely what has really happened is that the government taking an initiative of cancelling the NET exam, it will give some kind of confidence to the NEET aspirants also, that the government of India will take a fair stand in the Supreme Court when the matter comes up for hearing on July 8th, and concede to the fact that, look, there is an investigation which is going on, and the investigation does cast a doubt on the integrity of the NEET exam, and to ensure that the integrity is preserved, the whole examination should be cancelled. But that's something we'll have to wait till July 8th, when the Supreme Court will take up these bunch of petitions.
Right, Ashok. In fact, as we speak of the petitions, and one of the major petitions in the list of petitions that have been presented before the Supreme Court happens to be on paper leaks. We have some breaking news for our viewers out there right now. Among the 4 accused and in fact arrested, Anurag Yadav, who hails from Bihar, has now accepted. He's said that yes, he did have the question paper of NEET with him. There's a big breaking that's coming in because we have a confession finally at last over after this controversy having taken place over weeks. In fact, beginning from the month of May, right after the examinations had taken place on 5th of May. Ashok, coming back to you, the NTA has consistently been giving in what seems to be and what can only be called rationalized justifications to whatever the Supreme Court's orders have been, because the Supreme Court has asked for responses from the NTA with regards to all that has been highlighted. But the NTA is either defensive or they've just been given very generic answers to the questions that have been posed. And on the other side also, we have been seeing that the Ministry of Education hasn't really been taking any action to, put pressure on the National Testing Agency to come out and take accountability of the malpractices that have taken place. And now with a student coming to the fore and confessing that yes, paper leak has taken place, he had access to the question paper. Where does this leave the National Testing Agency? What is next for them legally?
Well, from the news that we are getting, it's hugely embarrassing for the National Testing Agency. So far, claimed that the examination process of the NEET UG exams was not compromised. In fact, there were some irregularities here and there, but they were just isolated incidents which did not compromise the integrity of the exam. Now, that's been the stand of the NTA in the Supreme Court. But now, the news that we are getting in is that one of the accused, who's been probed by the Bihar police, has accepted the fact that he had NEET paper, question paper, before the examination was conducted. Now, this is a very big development in the sense that you have to understand that legally, we don't know whether this statement will stand, whether this statement has been made under duress or not. But yes, here we have one accused who is claiming that, look, he had access to the NEET question paper before the exam. Now, NTA should act on this piece of information. They should seek information from the Bihar police and say that, yes, come out with clean hands before the Supreme Court and say, yes, the investigation by the Bihar police has revealed that there was question paper leak, physical and digital, and they believe that the careers of 23 lakh students should not be jeopardized, and that is the reason why they should cancel this exam on their own instead of waiting for the Supreme Court to slam them, to wrap their knuckles for their lackluster performance as far as the conducting of the NEET examination is concerned. So what it looks like at this point in time is that the National Testing Agency in the coming days, maybe today or in the next few days, should on its own admit to the fact, in the light of these new revelations which are coming in from Bihar police, that there indeed was a paper leak, and the National Testing Agency and the government of India has decided to cancel the NEET UG exam also.